Hey mamas, you are listening to the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast. We all know motherhood can be a beautiful thing, but girl, it can also be ghetto. Join me as we discuss some of the best and worst parts of being a mom raising kids, all while trying to figure out this thing called life. This ghetto is a safe space, mamas. So welcome to the hood. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood is Ghetto. My name is Joy, and how y'all doing out there? If y'all doing all right, you already know what to say. Say amen. I pray you are having a great day and a great week so far. And I pray that you had a great Thanksgiving holiday. Amen. Um, I hope everyone got to eat lots of good food, got to spend time with family, connect, get some rest, some time off, because that's exactly what I did. And I really enjoyed this Thanksgiving because it was very low key. So nothing really like extravagant or fancy going on. Me and my brother, we went to my mom's house and had dinner over there. And it was very special, at least for me, because I really appreciated the fact that my brother is back on his feet, amen, after having his stroke a few months ago. So it was really cool to see him up and on his feet, laughing like his old self. So this Thanksgiving was really special for me in that aspect. And like I said, it was just pretty chill. I feel like the older I get, the more I want to do like very like extravagant, busy things less and less. Like like I don't want to get dressed up like to go anywhere. I don't want a big to do about anything. I just want to show up, chill, relax, and then leave. So that's exactly what this Thanksgiving for us was giving this year. So I'm very grateful for that. But I hope you guys also had a great holiday as well. And while we're on the topic of holidays, I don't know if you remember, but I think at the beginning of October or maybe like towards the end of September, I put out an episode called "'Tis the Season." Amen. And in that episode, I'm talking about how to save your sanity and your pocketbooks during this holiday season. Amen. So I highly suggest that you check out that video. Amen. Since we are knee deep in the gift giving season, we're at the top of December. Christmas is coming up. So I need you to revisit that video. I will link it in the cards on this video. I will put a link to it in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. And also, I will have it in the show notes if you're listening on Apple or Spotify. Amen. So that way you can refer back to it because we need to be making sure we're protecting our peace during this holiday season and doing what's within our means to do. Amen. We don't need to be stressed out. We don't need to be trying to be Saint Nicholas and all that good stuff for everybody, and especially for people who don't deserve it. So, highly, highly encourage you to check out that episode after you're done listening to this one. Amen. Amen. So, in today's episode, I am going to be talking about the perks of single motherhood. Now, these perks are what I've found to be beneficial to being a single mom. And I'm not in any way trying to glorify or say that single motherhood is the way to go or it's the best thing for you if you're a single mom. Definitely not trying to do that. But I know that around this time of year, the weight of being a single mother can feel the heaviest because, like, it's the holidays and your family is, so to speak, incomplete. Just to be kind of honest with it. And for some of us, we're single by circumstance, not by choice. and some people are single by choice, which is 100% fine either way. But this time of year has a way to kind of remind you that you ain't got nobody and that, even though like you have your kids and stuff, it can still feel lonely. And I'm just like every red-blooded woman, like I would love to roll over to a man every morning. Like I would love to do that. But at the same time, I do find comfort and solace in being a single mom and living in single motherhood to where like I've found things to appreciate about it. So I just want to share that in case there are some single moms out there that are feeling a little bit lonely right now and in a space where they're feeling like I wish I had someone. I just want to bring light to some of the good things about being a single mom and being in single motherhood and the quote unquote perks that I feel like add value to my life. So yeah, like I'm definitely not in any rush to replace what I've lost or what I think that, I lost. Like I'm not in a rush to do any of that, but instead I am recognizing the positive things that come with being a single mom. So I just want to share that with you guys today. Amen. So the first perk that I find being a single mom is I get to set the tone for my home. And when I say that, I mean like I get to decide how our day starts, how our day progresses, and how our day ends in the home. And I take pride and honor in that because, like I've mentioned before, I'm very intentional. Like when me and the kids wake up, I make sure that we're all up and on schedule, getting ready on time so no one feels rushed. And in the rare event that someone does wake up late or they're a little bit behind the eight ball, I don't yell, I don't fuss because I don't want them to carry that into their day and then have it affect them while they're at school and interacting with their friends and stuff like that. So I definitely take pride in how I set the tone for my home. And then also too the tone that's set like for even when we're all at home and hanging out and what I like to do is I don't like to sit in like rooms like behind closed doors. And I always make sure that when I'm up, that my door is open so that way my kids know that they can come in and out, converse with me as they please. I don't stay closed up. So a lot of the times when me and the kids are here, like we're all home, I'm usually in my living room or I'm outside on the patio just chilling. And my kids, like, they appreciate that. I can't really explain how they appreciate it, but I can just tell that they appreciate it because they know, like, my room is not the first place to look for me. And when I'm in the living room or I'm in the patio, it encourages them, like, to come outside and play because they know, like, I'll see them, like, I can look out the window and I see them, or it encourages them, like, to come out of their room when they see me out of my room, and I feel like that sets a positive tone for our home, all the way down to, like, the way our home smells, the aromatherapy, the type of furniture, decorations I have in the home. It's all very like well, what I'm trying to make it is like very cozy and like a family lives there, So I think that that's important. And I just take that's something I take pride in and that's something that's all me. Like I do this all by myself. So it's something that I do take pride in and I feel like is a perk of being a single mom is, I get to set a great tone in my home for my kids. The next perk of single motherhood is more quality time. Amen. I get to spend all the time that I want to with my kids, and that in itself is a blessing. Of course, like when we're not at work or school, then I get to make my own schedule with my kids. I'm not, having to work around anyone else's schedule but theirs, to spend time with them. And I'm not having to divide my time between a boyfriend or a husband and then trying to find time to spend with them. And I'm really cherishing that right now. Now, that's not to say that someday I won't have to. And I would be able to do that if I did have a boyfriend or something like that. I would be able to, but right now it's really nice being just 100% focused on them and being able to focus on myself too, because a big part of that attention that I was giving to my husband, I was able to refocus and redirect onto me and my kids. And it's been good. And I won't say that like I'm glad that I was able to given the circumstance, but it has been very nice to be able to focus more of my attention on my kids, spend more time with them, and then also to take care of myself in the process. So so quality time definitely is a perk. Quality time with them and then more quality time with myself, getting to know me, getting to know, what things make me happy, what things I like, and then at the same time getting to know the kids too in an intentional way. And the next perk is no compromising. Like, I don't have to compromise with anyone about any decisions that I make regarding my kids, regarding myself. I don't have to consult anybody. Amen. And I'm all right with that. And not saying that talking it out with a partner or whatever wouldn't be the best thing, because in some cases it is. But when it comes down to decision making and making a sound-minded decision that's best for your kids, I'm able to do that without anyone's rebuttal or anyone's opinion. I can be confident in myself and make decisions for my children myself without having to compromise with anyone or settle for something for them. Which brings me to my next perk, being able to be self-sufficient in that manner helps me to be confident in myself, to trust myself more. Because when I was married, I used to depend a lot on my husband's opinion. And as any wife would, like, I follow my husband's lead. Even when I didn't think that that was the best decision or like the best route to go, I still was, making sure that I followed my husband's lead and let him lead our family and our home. Because that element is no longer here, I'm having to trust my gut more, trust in myself, and not look to others for their opinion when I know what I need to do in my heart. Like, I know what needs to be done. Not to say that I don't ever like seek guidance, but when that time comes, like, I know kind of who to talk to and like who to like get sound advice from. But most of the time, like 95% of the time, like the decisions I make for my kids, like that's something that I've sat with and I've weighed out the pros and the cons, all the things, and I've come to a decision that I feel like is going to be best for us. And that's helped me to trust myself, and also too, it's helped me to lean on my faith more. Amen. I think I've already told you guys in other episodes, like me just leaning more on God and on my faith has really changed the game for me and how I parent my kids. So I think that that's a perk. When it's just you, when it's all on you, it forces you to lean on your faith and it forces you to trust yourself. And piggybacking off of that, you get a deeper sense of what's best when it's you making the decisions without anyone else. And you're able to connect with yourself more. And like I said, like really go into decision making for your house and for your kids with a sound mind. choices and things aren't so impulsive. Their choices are meaningfully thought out, before we just pull the trigger on something. So it's really helped me to figure out like what really is best for my kids. So that way I'm not guessing or just closing my eyes and, throwing a dart and hoping that it sticks on the bullseye. I have clarity and I have intention behind the decisions that I make for my home and my kids. And the next perk that I find being a single mom is I have a deeper awareness of my actions towards my kids too. But what I mean by a deeper awareness of my actions towards my kids, I mean that when anything that I do, like if I say something to them or if we're doing something together, spending time together, I'm just more aware of how I treat my kids being a single mom because I know that the circumstance that we're in, like it's a sensitive circumstance, So I don't want to ever be the source of my children's stress. I don't want to be the source of their grief. I don't want to be the source of them feeling anything other than happy and proud of themselves. I don't want them to feel any negative energy, any negative feelings when it comes to me as their mom because it's just me and we're all we got at this point. So I'm very aware of how I treat my children, what I say to them, what they see me doing. Amen. Because I feel like that plays a part too. So I'm very aware of how I present myself to my children so that way I'm not putting any additional burden on them. Amen. I don't want them to think stress and anxiety when they hear my name or they hear me come through the door. I don't want that at all. And by the grace of God, that's not the experience that we've had. And I feel like it's because I'm very aware of the actions that I display to my kids and also in their sight and around them. And I don't think that I would have had that level of awareness had I not been put in a situation where like I had to be aware and I had to focus on their well-being like 100% and not have to focus on anyone or anything else, and it's just us. And the next perk is more intentional planning. So I've noticed since I've been a single mom that I'm more intentional when I plan things for me and my kids, when I plan activities, and also too like as far as planning for their future and what their future may look like. I'm very much more intentional and just not doing things just to do them. I'm not planning things just to say that we did it. Like, I really put a lot of thought into anything that me and my kids do together because one, I want it to be a memorable experience. I want it to bring up happy memories for them. But also two, I want them to, when they get older, look back and say like a mom really like made sure that we were all happy. Like not just one of us or two of us, like she really made sure that we were all happy and secure. And that's my goal. So it makes me more intentional when I plan things for my kids. I really want them to remember that I had their best interests at heart, and I wanted them to be happy. And then the last perk of being a single mom is that accomplishments and milestones, they just hit different, y'all. Like when your baby out there accepting an award, or they out there on the court or on the field doing what they do, or they're out there playing music, making people smile, like you get this sense of pride where it's like, yep, like that's my baby. And we, getting them to where they need to be successful And just knowing that it's just you, like it's all on you, and you're helping to bring these talented and successful kids into society. Like it takes your level of pride like to another level, like the next level. And it's like it's kind of hard to describe, but it's just kind of like, wow, like I'm really raising these kids by myself, and look how successful they are. Look how well they're doing. And I don't think that it's wrong from time to time to give ourselves a pat on the back. Are we out there doing the thing? No, but we're doing the work on the back end. We're encouraging our kids when they feel discouraged. We're making sure that they're honoring their their God-given talents and abilities, and making sure that we're nurturing that and protecting it, and giving them a safe space to express themselves in it. And that's not easy. That's not easy, especially when our kids aren't feeling like they're the best at what they do. It's going to take a strong-willed mom in the background to be able to pick and hold her kid up when they're not feeling like their best. But when you actually see them out there doing what they do, and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're loving it, like it's just the biggest honor. And when they get the awards and they reach the accolades and all that good stuff, like just knowing that as a team, like you guys were able to accomplish this. So those are, in my opinion, some perks of being a single mom or being in single motherhood. So I want to know what you think are the best things of being a single mom if you're a single mom. But thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to share it with someone who you also think would find it helpful. Also, too, don't forget to follow the show. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow the show, and you'll be notified every time a new upload is there. And we are also on YouTube now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, you're already watching, so you might as well just hit that subscribe button. It's free, it don't cost you anything, and everybody's doing it. Amen. And lastly, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at motherhood_is ghetto. I post little clips there. I post me and the kids there so you can keep up with us. And if you have any topics on motherhood or anything you'd like me to cover on the podcast, don't be shy. DM me. Let me know if you have any questions. You could leave a comment on the podcast on Spotify, or you could leave a comment on YouTube. Anything, any questions you have for me, anything you'd like me to discuss, a topic, anything like that, I would be more than happy to do that. And yeah, I hope you all continue to have a great holiday season. Don't forget to check out the episode "'Tis the Season." I will have it linked in the show notes, the description, and in the cards if you're watching on YouTube. And thank you so much. And until next time, mamas. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget to follow the podcast and share with anyone who you think may enjoy it. And follow me on Instagram at motherhood_is ghetto. Also, feel free to DM me if you have any experiences, opinions, or views on motherhood you'd like me to share on the podcast. Until next time, mamas.